Hi guys, and welcome to Matt Bayeski YouTube channel. Welcome to a glorious little cottage in the mountains of LA, California. We're in a beautiful canyon, as you can see outside. The trees are filled with rain now because it's rained non-stop through the night and this morning, and Mother Nature is breathing. The squirrels are all happy. The birds are eating from the Mother Nature floor. It's like so gorgeous here. And I've spent a few days here now in America, and of course you all know I was a little bit low at one point because of the diversity, the difference, the indifference, and all the changes that I'm not used to. You know, seeing people living on the streets is a challenge for me, of course. The wealthy next to the poor, it's a challenge for me. It really is, because if I was a senator of this place, the first thing I'd be looking at is looking after my brothers and sisters who are less fortunate, of course, and you know, but hey ho, it's like life. I've got to try and understand that, you know. If I went to India, you know, you can't feed everybody every single moment, you can't give everybody every single penny because you'll have nothing yourself. So it's like, where do you start, where do you stop? I remember going to see Babaji Gurinder Singh, and one of the questions I asked him was how I really felt the pain and suffering of my fellow brothers and sisters who were less fortunate. By the grace of God go I said, how do you react yourself, Babaji, when you walk past a homeless person? And he said, well, there's many ways of looking at this, and one of the ways is, which I completely believe and agree with, is when you walk past somebody who is on the street, you give him, say, $10. What is he going to do with that $10? And how is he going to feel and behave at that given moment? What is the message within that? Well, by giving somebody $10, you're actually keeping them where they are, in a sense. If you don't give them anything, then they may get up one day and say, you know, this isn't working, I need to do something about it. And I understand that philosophy too. For me, this week I've been giving money, and I know that next time I see somebody, I'll probably go and buy a sandwich and a cup of tea, and offer them a sandwich and a cup of tea, which I normally do in Brighton. I'll go into the shop and buy a few bits of food, you know, and that would be a little thing that I know a lot of us do from day to day. And thank goodness for beautiful hearts like you who make an effort to help our brothers and sisters who are in a challenging place. Today is a beautiful day because I want to talk to you about something which is really profound to me, and that's crystals. So crystals are fascinating, and ever since I picked my first crystal up and put it down on a table, and a little girl picked it up and it changed her life, it kind of changed my life, and I realized there's something in crystals. And of course people talk about crystals in many different ways, but I kind of wanted to experience it in my own way. And I kind of kept away from books, I kept away from other people's videos, and I wanted to explore crystals for myself. I wanted to know what a crystal does and how it works. And a crystal works in many ways. One of the ways that I now work on predominantly is a crystal holds memory. That's predominantly my foundation to my crystals that I sell on my website. And I know they hold memory because there has been many occasions that somebody has picked up one of my crystals and said to me, oh my God, Mark, I feel so much better in my head. Oh my God, Mark, I feel so much better in my stomach. Oh my God, Mark, I feel so much better in my heart. And I used to think, wow, I worked with that crystal on that specific reason. And I built up a confidence in realizing, even when people used to mock me, I still knew deep down that no matter how many people thought it was nonsense and mocked, there was a group of people who were taking my crystals and feeling the energy of healing, from a specific thing. And I'll give you a for instance. I'm around loads of crystals here. Let me just choose one. Okay, there's a crystal here. So this, by the looks of it, looks like an American quartz. Okay, I could be wrong. It could be from Brazil or anywhere in the world, but let's just say it's a clear quartz. That we can be guaranteed of. Okay, now if you look at this quartz, you can see it has a pointer. Can you see the pointer? Okay, so many years ago, I opened my doors freely to anybody with cancer. And the reason why I did that is because I felt that I wanted to pay back after watching my mum go through the process of dying of cancer through chemo and radiotherapy. And I watched her die and move into the light. We don't die, we never die, we just go home. But if you allow me to say it so you understand. So she moved into the light, and then all of these people were coming to me for healing, and I was helping them feel a little bit better. And one particular lady who used to come to me, Trina, as she came, for some strange reason, she was all clothed, always with her clothes on, never her clothes off, but always with her clothes on. I always used to pick up one of these, but the one I had was a very long one, and I used to hold it in my hand like this, and I used to work around her body, here and there, and I could feel the energy from the universe running through my hand and then blasting out in this little point. Anyway, for 3 months, I'd work on Trina once every 2 weeks or once a month, whatever. And one day, a gentleman who, surprise, surprise, I'm going into this now, which is kind of amazing. I was a wonderful man who ended up on the streets in Marbella, who was a film director, and his life took a turn for the worst, lost his job and everything went wrong, and he was living on the streets. And a friend of mine saw him on the streets and said, come into my house, and she looked after him until he was strong again. In between that moment of him getting strong again, he came for a healing session and a reading with me. And I don't know where I'm going with this, but that's right. After 3 years of giving this one gentleman a healing session and a reading, he phoned me from the UK and said he'd like to come back to Spain and do a documentary on me. And he said, do you know what I've got in my pocket, Mark? And I said, what? He says, I keep it in my wallet ever since I met you. And I said, what's that? He says, one of your cards. And I went, oh, wow, okay. So it must have meant something to him. Anyway, he put a message out there on social media when he came to Spain to do this documentary of my work. And he asked anybody, would anybody like to come and give a testimonial to anything that has ever happened to you through the work of Mark? And yeah, a few people came, about 15 or 20, something like that. And one of these ladies was Trina. Now, remember, I have no idea. I never ask anybody if anything's ever happened to them. It's not my business. It's not my work is just to do my work, and I'm never interested after that. It's out of love, not because I go crazy otherwise. So I'm watching the editing version of what they were making on this documentary, and Trini starts to say that I came to see Mark for 3 months, over a period of 3 months, and Trini was a medical nurse. And it was really interesting because I'm watching it, I'm crying because I'm listening to her words. And basically, she had gone to the hospital every single year, and every year for 7 years, she had to have an operation to remove moles where there was a possibility of skin cancer. But she said after these 3 months of going to Mark, when I went back to the hospital to get another removal of these, they said to her, we don't need to remove them, everything looks fine, which was really beautiful. But the most beautiful thing about that was that the reason why is that where I was holding this crystal was directly on the places what needed to be healed. And I didn't even see her skin. She was covered up. So the power of one of these crystals, of any crystal, has a unique gift of blasting a wave at a certain place. And I'll give you another example of this. There was once a day that my daughter, she was only young, but she said, "Dad, I've got this here on the side of my nose." And I said, "Yeah, your uncle has one of those too. And it's like a little strawberry, and it's very faint, but you can see it." And she said, "Yes, I know, it's bothering me." And I said, "Well, I'll tell you what I'll do, darling. I'll give it a go, and I'll try and use a crystal to clear it away." So she laid down, and I'm working on that. And we never even thought anything of it. It was done. We just did it once, and that was it. We got on with our lives. And then one day, I looked at China, just where, I don't know where we were, but I looked at her and I said, "Hey, go and look in the mirror." And she said, Why? What's wrong? I said, "Just go and look in the mirror, China." So she went into the mirror and looked. And she said, "What?" And I said, "You don't know, do you?" She said, "What?" I said, "Your little thingamy's gone. Your little strawberry's gone." She went, "Oh, yeah." And like, what even a second thought, it was gone, it was done. And there were two occasions. I have loads of testimonials, and I could share lots of other things that have happened to my clients where their eyes are really bad, and I worked on their eyes, toothache, tinnitus, lots of things like that has improved by a healing session via a beautiful pointer. So always remember, guys, that crystals hold a beautiful energy, and they also have this uniqueness of drawing in through the universe, through you, through your energy, through the energy around you, and it puts it into such a beautiful little, like almost like a beautiful light that will directly go and heal certain places. I know this to be true wholeheartedly, but if you take the point away and forget about that and just say you are wearing, I don't know, same as this, so you wear this is what looks like a rose quartz heart. So you hold that rose quartz in your hand. You are manifesting the energy within this rose quartz as you hold it, and it's blasting out an energy which is healing the whole of your life force or your body, clearing the blocks. Same as a Moldavite. And a Moldavite will blast at a certain area of your body with a wave that's blasting and healing and clearing all the time. So I realized this very quickly about crystals, how they have a unique energy, and each piece is unique. So I think the one thing that kept me interested in crystals, because I've got what people call dyslexia and dyspraxia, I get bored quickly. I need to be doing something. I need to be, well, this field of work held me in because of the excitement of what I was experiencing through crystals and through my clients. So 14 years on, I'm still here. I'm still excited over crystals. I'm still hunting for crystals, like here in LA. I'm trying to find the most beautiful crystals to work with, because each crystal is a unique, divine, beautiful spark of life that helps us, that amplifies many energies around us and within us and clears so many blocks. So that's why I love this work. I love every crystal I see. Whenever I see another crystal, look, I love them all because they're all unique. And as soon as I touched this crystal, I got a shooting headache pain just here, straight through here. So this crystal is working and blasting an energy to clear possibly the fear and worries. Wow, that hurts. Oh my God, that hurts. And we must always remember that even when we're in pain with a crystal, it's a positive, never a negative. Never ever put a crystal down if you're in pain. It's saying the crystal is actually healing you. It is your medicine. Don't ever look at it as if it's bad. There's no such thing as a bad crystal. Only a powerful crystal that heals. Now it's gone. It's gone. It's just disappeared. So whatever that crystal just did, which was clear the block up here, is how I would then know what this crystal would be when I put this on my website and say that this is a stunning crystal and it has the ability and healing gift to be able to help heal headaches, stress in the head, mind chatter. You see how it works? So that's how I see and work with crystals, and that's how my 1500 crystals on mattbayerski.com work. So when you read the little message about that crystal, it's because I've worked with that crystal and it's helped people because of that very reason. So my crystals are completely different. So I hope you enjoyed this little video, guys, of how I work with crystals and how I see them. I'm sure, guys, that I've missed a lot out, and you probably know a lot more than I do on certain other aspects of crystals. Then if you do, please share underneath, because I'm always open to learning new things, and I'm always interested in your experiences too. In fact, I find it more interesting listening to your experiences than my own, because I get so excited of listening to what you've experienced and how you've felt. A lot of you have lost Moldavites, but don't worry, they'll come back. They always do. So from my heart to yours, guys, from a beautiful LA, a beautiful canyon, I hope you're all having a great day. From my heart to yours, I'm feeling on top of the world today, feeling so much more stronger and happier. And remember, we all go through challenging moments, but that's part of the course. A little bit of black seed oil, a little bit of beautiful Palovite, a little bit of sage in your body and home, a little bit of turmeric, a little bit of all of the wonderful things that help us along our journey. Some nice nuts if possible. Again, some nice fruit and some nice vegetables. Feed your beautiful body and temple today, and give yourself a nice rest through the day, even if it's for 10 minutes with a bit of meditation, a bit of stillness. Have a great day from my heart to yours. Thank you for subscribing to Matt Bayerski YouTube channel. Take care.